You can shut that door for me.
Did you talk to any folks yet? She coming. She probably just screaming maybe some food.
Hey, Josh has almost the same last name as you. He just spells it with an H instead of a K.
Yeah, I get that. People think it's Richard. It's Ricky. Ricky.
Now I'm confused.
No, it was.
Well, I normally start with an awkward silence, but y'all are writing on your phones, and so now I'm gonna talk and let you know that I'm ready. Typically, that's what I do. Obviously, if it was 10,000 people in the crowd, that's what I would do, is do that. But since it's different today, just so y'all know that I'm ready, and I start the conversation. That makes sense. Is that okay?
That's
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure I'm in the right place. Now, just raise your hand if you are ready to live your dreams. Absolutely, great. That's awesome. Now raise both hands. If you say living your dreams will be life fulfilling for you, raise both hands. Absolutely. Great, that's what I love, the pumping. Yes, absolutely, because life is beautiful, life is amazing. And that's what this whole thing is all about. So where you come from doesn't dictate where you're going. And I want you to understand that, just like Sally said, my name is Joshua Rich. I'm a motivation speaker. I get to travel around the world and sharing my message, sharing my story to inspire and uplift and motivate people. But I do know motivation runs out. And this is like a controlled environment. Would you also agree, raise your hand if you also agree that Side by Side is one of the best companies out there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, absolutely. Look, we got everybody raising their hands. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I believe in. That's why I'm here, because I believe in Side by Side. That's why you're here, because you believe in Side by Side. Does that make sense? Am I on the right place? Am I in the right place?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I'm in the right place and I'm making the right sense with the right people, because that's why I'm here. Because I believe in what Side by Side does. And you believe in it, that's why you're here. And so that's why we're here together. And this today is all about just me showing you something that you already have within you. That's it. It's just been dormant. It's just been closed. It might have been hidden. Whatever it may be, I'm just going to open you up a little bit, because I'm here to ruffle the feathers. That's it. Because I enjoy ruffling the feathers. That's what I enjoy doing. And you matter. Every last one of you matter. But you got to believe that. And you got to know that. I can tell you all day long that you matter, that you're amazing, that you're unique, you are special. But until you buy into it yourself, that's when life becomes fulfilled. Because I remember at one point in my life that I was making decisions that could have landed me dead, incarcerated. I remember those times in my life. Growing up in the environment that I grew up in, not having a father. I'm not making no excuse, I'm just stating facts. Because I know how important it is to have both parents in your life. Despite what they've done to you, what they said to you. But when you go through life, sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it gets difficult, but I like to say a challenge. Because you can be up for a challenge. You can be up for an opportunity to grow, to expand who you are. And that's what power is. Because I remember those days in the darkness, not caring about life, not wanting to live. Didn't care if I walked outside and the enemy was gonna shoot, I didn't even care because I would shoot back. That's where I was at mentally. Until one day, 11 bullets hit the door. 2 of them hit me, and 1 is still here today. I made a decision. Somebody say decision.
Decision.
Oh, somebody say decision.
Decision.
I made a decision that I wanted to live. And I said, if I live, if I don't get hit from the waist up, I'm going to go around and I'm going to tell my story. And I'm going to inspire people to be the best versions of themselves, despite what they've gone through, despite the addictions, despite the pain, despite the suicidal thoughts, despite them not care about life. I'm making my mission. And that's what I get to do. I don't have to do it, I get to do it. Because I made a decision in that moment. And you have made a decision to become a part of this community. You made a decision. You said life has been doing some crazy things in my world, but I'm gonna make a decision. Because I want to do better and I want to be better. Somebody say, be better.
Be better.
Oh, be better. That's what you made. You made that decision to do and be better. And that's why you're here. That's why we do. Because life is beautiful. Life is amazing. But sometimes we get distracted by what's outside. And I always say the outside will cut you. But the inside will heal you. And that's all we're here for. It's to inspire each other. Because we need each other. We can't do it alone. I remember trying to do it alone. I remember trying to do it by myself because I had an addiction problem. I was addicted to gambling for years, so I had a problem. I used to walk around the streets because I used to sell drugs, and I used to see what the crackhead used to do. They'd be walking in and trying to feel, oh, that's not it. I was the same exact way. Because life has a way of bringing you back and showing you things that you used to do. To hurt and to harm people. And now I see myself going into every little piece in the house. I know it's money, there ain't a thing there. I had a problem. It was bad. Until one day, I was on the couch in a fetal position, tears falling down my cheeks. There was no electricity because I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I had no running hot water. Only thing I was hearing was natural sounds from the outside. It was the ants, it was the grasshopper, it was the crickets that was making a sound. That's how quiet it was. And me in tears. And I made a decision. The only thing I could do was get up and take freezing cold showers, because remember, I didn't have any hot water. Freezing cold showers, and I made amends to myself. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna take a shower. And I was in that shower, it was freezing. And then all of a sudden I knew, because breathing was something that I've always admired, I took in, because I used to have asthma, and I healed myself from asthma because I was breathing. And I was in the shower, and I looked at the shower head, and I said, ooh, if this is going to be the decision, I'm going to get in this cold, freezing water, this is going to be the decision in the day that I'm never going to gamble again. And as the water was hitting me, it was freezing, and I feel myself shaking. And then all of a sudden I said, take a deep breath, and I feel something internally. And then I did it again, the water was getting warm, and I'm like, am I crazy? I'm like, you can't be crazy because you're just breathing. And the more I breathed, the more the water just got warmer. And it was just hitting my body. I was like, let's go. And I sit back on that couch, and I sit up. I started changing stuff around in the house. I started moving the coffee table. I started moving my chairs. I started moving where the TV stand was. I started just moving things because I had to make a decision. I had to change the environment, because when you change the environment, you change your life.
That's right.
That's right.
Ooh, you change the environment, you change your life. That's what I had to do. I had to change the environment. I haven't been in a casino. I haven't been in gambling since 2015. And this is 2024. I got shot in 2007. I made amends and I was done gangbanging. And now I get to go into prisons and jails and halfway houses across the U.S. to share the story. Because it meant something to me that I'm still here. I'm still living. So that's why I get to do the things that I get to do. That's why I'm here with you. And I appreciate you for being here. Because you didn't have to be. You could have stayed on lunch. You could have called back in because Sally leaving. You said, Sally, I appreciate you. I enjoy you. I thought you were going to be here, but I'm called back in. I got to go do something. But you chose to be here. You made a decision.
That's right.
To be here because you want to be better.
That's right.
I heard Les Brown say, my mentor, he said that used to be's don't make honey.
Right.
So you ain't who you used to be.
I be hungry.
Woo! You ain't who you used to be.
You gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry, he said. He must know. Because you ain't who you used to be. And when you buy into that, life starts happening for you. And you'll quit saying life is happening to you.
Wow.
That's the beauty that we have in this world. We are humans and we get to choose our destination. We get to choose our adventures. We get to choose the journey and the path that we go. Sometimes it might be winding. It might be obstacles all over. But sometimes, sorry, Steve, but sometimes you got to be able to maneuver. And however you get through it, that's how you get through it. You're not going to get through it like Josh get through it. We are not going to get through it like Steve going to get through it. Like Alex get. We're not going to do that. But we're going to get there the way we get there. And when we get there, it's our time.
Right.
And that's when life is beautiful for you and it's fulfilling. I remember I was playing in the pros, American football. And everything was peaches and cream. Remember I said earlier, controlled environment, side by side is a controlled environment. But when you get outside of this environment, what's going to happen? Reality happens. You got to take what you learned in this environment and you got to take it out of the environment. And you got to apply it. But I remember I was playing in the pros and everything was peaches and creams. It was a controlled environment. Oh, Big Jay Richards, Josh. Oh, he's coming. He's stepping in from the deuce. He's coming to the one now. Oh, he's big time now. Here it goes. Everything in bells and whistles, private jets. Everybody was wanting me to go there. But then I also had New York in the sidebar. Then I went to New York. They loved me in New York too. Everything was peaches and cream there. It wasn't the bells and whistles, but it was in the long run. See, sometimes we live for right now. That's why we got drive-thrus. That's why we got microwaves, because we want it instantaneously. So instantaneously, me playing in San Jose was instantaneously because they got a private jet. I can eat lobster, shrimp, and ribs when I get onto the private jet. I can have my own seat that reclines in the private jet. I'm from El Reno, Oklahoma. Little old me. How did I get here? The bells and whistles, controlled environment. This is where everybody wanted me to go. This made sense to everybody because where I come from, it made sense. So everything is good. I make the team. I go through mini camp. I go through rookie camp. Go through training camp. I make the squad. What? Let's go. Life is great. Until it wasn't. Getting to fly on the private jet, playing games, get to experience life. And then coach cuts you the day after the trade deadline. What are you going to do? Life hits you. Life comes back. Reality sets in. See, I could expect to go to the NFL from there because that's what was expected. Because expectation is the enemy of execution. I had an expectation that I was going to the NFL from San Jose, but the reality was I was cut. That was the reality. So you got an expectation that everything's going to be peaches and cream because you're coming through side by side. You got the amazing staff that I support and ride with, this incredible company that I support and ride with. You think it's going to be peaches and cream when you step out here. You got an expectation. But the reality is people do not care about you like you care about you.
Come on.
The reality is people will cut you, people will fire you because of who you are, where you come from. That's the reality of it. And when that happens, what you gonna do? You gotta revert back to the tools that side by side has given you. You gotta come back home to yourself and say, ooh, I remember what happened. I remember these different things. I remember the challenges that I was facing. I remember how I got to where I got to right now. This company, they might have said this manager, this boss is saying this, they are belittling me, degrading me. That's okay because I know who I am. So when Coach cut me, I knew who I was. Oh, it hurt. Touched me because I'm like, oh, how am I going to support my mom? And I had a daughter at the time. How can I support that? Because this is all I know. It's football. This is all I've been playing since Yay High. That's all I know. And then my agent gets on the phone. She said, just go back home. I came back here. Flew back here. Went to El Reno. Did my little thing. Tried to work it out. She got on the phone. She's like, hey, New York wants you. Remember I told you New York was in the back burner? I said New York was there too. But New York was in the long. It was for the long haul. I wanted instantaneously. I wanted private jets. I wanted to make all this extra money in the postseason. Reno Bowl, they just won the Reno Bowl the year before. I was the only new one coming in. Everything was great. But then New York, she said, New York wants you. I said, okay, cool. So boom, I get on the plane, I go to New York. Coach like, you know you gotta make the team. I was like, Coach, I'm ready. I made the team. But I was going from making thousands of dollars a week to making 500 a week. So Coach picks me up in New York specifically so nobody else would get me and put me on the practice squad because I didn't sign with him from the beginning. And what you gonna do mentally with that? Emotionally with that. So you get this job on Monday and you expect to be in this position, but when you get there, they say, Steve, I want you to do this one. And now Steve gotta be like, oh, this is the reality Josh was talking about. All right, boss, let's go. All right, Mr. Such and Such. All right, Miss Such and Such. Thank you so much for this opportunity. What you want me to do? When internally you can feel some type of way, but externally you gotta put on a show. You gotta let them know that you're here with it and you're grateful and you're appreciative of this opportunity. Because remember, expectation is the enemy of execution. But the reality is the reality. So I expected, since Coach picked me up, that I was going to be playing that next week. We had 7 games left. We playing on ESPN. Wow. I get to play on ESPN, little me from El Reno, Oklahoma. Get to play on ESPN. Wow. But the reality was, I was on ESPN. I don't got a towel, but I used to have my towel, and I'm leaning on the wall on ESPN, and so my phone is going off. People like, you hurt, bro? Like, what's going on? We watch ESPN because we think you finna play. You hurt? All that. But Coach only brought me so I can make the thousands that I was making. So he felt kind of bad on that end. But it was a game time decision every week. He never played me. So for those 7 games, I was on the sideline like, dang, all right, here we go. Go to practice and practice every week. Do what I'm supposed to do every week. But the reality was, I was not going to play. I expected to. But the reality was I didn't. I didn't let that animosity or that frustration or anger or any of that set in and for me to react. I just responded in practice every week. Punish practice every week. Punish DBs every week. I just responded. I didn't react. Somebody say react. No, you don't react, you respond.
Respond.
I somebody say respond.
Respond.
Oh, I gave you too much right there. Somebody say respond.
Respond.
Let's go. That's what I did. I just responded. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Is never react. Just respond. Because I had an expectation. But the reality was reality. And that's what happened. And then the next year, I had re-signed with the same New York team. Everything was great. Coaches were coming to me, man, I'm ready, Jay Rich, let's get it, let's do it. Signed this huge contract, 6 figures. The league folds. What you gonna do with that? emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. You've been doing something your entire life. Now it's taken completely from you. You have no control over it. No more ESPN, no more ESPN2, no more ABC, no more NBC, no more CB, no more none of that. Gone. Out the window. Oh. Now, I gotta come back home and I gotta get a job. But this is what I've been doing my entire life. That's what I'm saying. You can have expectations, but then there's also reality. And we gotta be real. And when you're real, you never expect things to happen because you already know the realness of it. And if it does happen like you would want it to happen, great. You're grateful for it. You're thankful for it. You're in awe for it. But that's the reality. Because life will always throw a curve. It just depends on how you sit in that box. I used to be a baseball player too. First love, you see it. What's your name?
What?
Blaine, you see it, Blaine? You see it? Blaine, I'm telling you, I turn on that ball, that curve. I turn on that curve. I got that patience, baby. But life will always throw a curve at you. And how you respond to that curve is how the reality happens. That's it. So where you come from and what you've done in your life, people expect you to be that same entire person that you used to be. Remember, used to be don't make honey? But they expected for you to be that person. They expect for you to always be in a suffer and a struggle mentality. They expect that from you. Because that's what you've been doing. But just remember, they forget that you get a new stomach lining every 3 days. All of us just lost billions of sales just like that. We get a new entire body in 9 years. So there's no way you're like you used to be. Not even 30 minutes ago, you changed completely because you've lost billions and billions of sales. So never let what somebody says to you penetrate all the way to your system where you start to think like they're talking. Because that's not you. And I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not here to bring fluff. It's not what I do. I'm here to be real. That you got something special that I don't have. You got gifts. Each and every one of you got gifts, got things that are amazing that you can contribute back to this world. Period. And when you buy into that, and when you start to know that, that's when your life will become fulfilled. Because I ran from this right here for a long time. Because I was in special ed classroom from 2nd grade through the 12th grade, so I thought I was dumb. I thought I was insecure. Had low self-esteem. She used to tell me all the time, "Oh, you're so amazing, boy, you're so powerful." I didn't buy into it. Yeah, okay. I'm in special ed from 2nd grade through the 12th grade. Come on. I'm not powerful. Make it make sense. Until I stepped out and started talking. Things started changing. People started walking up to me, going into halfway houses, jails, juvenile detention centers, going into different schools, different organizations. People started to come up to me and people started to talk to me like, "Josh, how did you get through this? Josh, what happened? How did you do this?" They'd be in tears and talking to me one-on-one. "And how did this happen? What did you do differently?" I said, "Oh, it's something there that I got to get back." And all I do is use my story. This ain't a book that I've read. I don't read book and say, "Oh, XYZ." No, this is real life. I've lived it. I've experienced it. I've seen it. And then life happens. So 10 years ago, we were together 10 years ago. But my craziness, my immatureness, my low self-esteem and insecurities thought that I needed to be a cheater and a player and do all these things to hurt myself. Not even hurt me, but hurt people that love me. Like my amazing lioness right here. My amazing queen right here. And we circle back now, years later, she has always been forgiving, but I wasn't forgiving for me to myself. And when you forgive yourself, it ain't nothing that you can do in this world. It ain't nothing in this world somebody can say to you or about you. It ain't nothing in this world that somebody will try to do to you that will penetrate you when you forgive yourself. Facts. Forgiveness is powerful. Nelson Mandela says, if you have resentment in your heart, it's like drinking poison and hoping your enemy dies.
That's deep.
So having resentment is nothing that I can participate with. Having hatred is nothing that I can participate with. Because that don't do nothing but damage me. So if I'm living in resentment, if I'm living in anger, if I'm living in frustration, and if I'm living in rage all the time, that means I'm slowly going to death. Poisoning myself. Ooh. Come on, man. That's it. And so rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, cancer, all these different diseases and illness, depression, anxiety, all these things we create to ourselves. Because the way we think, we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and we go up, and 85% of them from yesterday. So we wake up with yesterday on our mind. And if we wake up with yesterday on our mind, so we wake up with the same issues, the same circumstances, the same problems, the same anger, the same frustration, same sadness, the same loneliness. Every single day we wake up until we change it. Make a decision. 60,000 thoughts, and people want to try to control the thought. You cannot control 60,000 thoughts. That's what I thought I could do. Because I never drank alcohol in my life when I'm 43. I never smoked a cigarette, did any drugs, popped any pills ever in life. Haven't said a cuss word in 24 years. I'm not here to impress you. But I'm here to impress upon you. That is powerful when you know who you are.
Right.
Period. So when you buy into that you know that you can't control those thoughts. Let those thoughts come. Let them be there. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Let those thoughts come. All you gotta do is say, create a name for them. Anxiety come to me because I was shot. Remember I told you to drive by shooting. I used to be terrified to drive in the car. I used to have a pistol on my lap and be like, shoot. Ain't no car getting on the side of me. Ain't no car getting close to me because they gonna shoot. So I would speed up or I would hit the brake and let them pass me. Now I don't even pack a gun. Because I always got a gun. God, universe, nature.
That's God.
So I'm always strapped.
Yeah.
I'm always strapped. Because I got the gun, I got God, I got the universe, I got nature. So I'm always strapped. Because I started to know the power that I have. I started to buy in. And each one of us have enough electricity in our body to light up an entire country. That's how much power you have. And right now, I want everybody right now just clap their hands real hard, just like this. Everybody, just clap. Now I just want you to just go like this with your hands. In and out, forward and back, slowly. I just want you to feel that power. You tell me the power you feel. You feel that power? I'm not here to bring fluff. I'm not here to try to motivate you. I'm not here for any of that. I'm here for reality. I'm here to show you the power that you have. You just did that. That was just a little simple exercise. Now, if I had a lot of time, I would take you more in depth what that really looks like and how you can really transform your life with just by that power. That alone. When I realized that I had that power, when I realized I have that type of capability and that type of energy to transform a life, I never look back. So what somebody says about me today, or what somebody try to creep in and say about us today, I just laugh at it. Because remember I talked about no more ABC, NBC, CBS, none of that. But we are on that. So we are on that as a couple now. So they take our story and put it on ABC, put it on NBC, Fox News, they put it on AP, they put it on all these major news stations and 400 plus more all around the country. So when you know who you are and you buy into who you are, despite what haters say, the naysayers say, you buy into you and you know who you are, then you start walking in your purpose. You start walking into your power. You start living your dreams. I asked you earlier today, you living your dreams. And would they be life fulfilling for you? And y'all said yes. But that's the power you have. It's your decision to make. It's completely up to you whether you live out your dream or not. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Nothing. It's all on you. People all the time, I got all my homeboys, and my woman's white, but all my homeboys, they say, man, Jay Rick, man, they ain't gonna hire me because you know how it is, bro. I'm like, what you mean? Talk to me. I said, you know they ain't gonna hire me. You're like, man, come on, man, we black, bro. You ain't gonna hire me. I said, I spoke for the Dallas Cowboys 3 times. Yeah, you heard me right. I spoke for the Dallas Cowboys 3 times. I'm black from Marion, Oklahoma. I got some white friends that say, man, look here, man, I done been on drugs, I've been in and out of rehab, I'm a felon. I got a couple of them that make more money than me speaking. Hey, I'm just saying, so people can make excuses all day. People can say this such and such won't hire me, such and such is hating on me, such and such don't like me. If you buy into that, that becomes your reality. Remember, expectation is reality. If you buy into that, that's your reality. And that could be true, what they saying, whoever they are. That could be 1,000% true. But as long as you buy into it and you receive it and you buy it, it becomes yours. I don't buy what people say about me. I don't buy any of that because I know who I am. Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Man, so I had to change the way I was looking at things because I always looked at things a certain way. I had a small mind, small town way of thinking. But I had to get broad, I had to open up, and I had to see the world different. And I had to understand that this life is way bigger than Everett, Oklahoma, or way bigger than Oklahoma. So now I live in Dallas. So I had to open up. And when you open up and you spread and you open up your wings so you can soar. Because I don't know if you know anything about that eagle, but the eagle don't do no work when the storm comes. All the eagle do is just sit there like this and let the storm take her above it. She doesn't do any work. I don't know if you've seen that meme of that crow pecking that eagle. On his back, that crow, I mean, we know the eagle would destroy this crow. But the eagle doesn't do anything. Remember I talked about reacting and responding? So the crow was just pecking at it. All the eagle did was just keep soaring because it knew.
Can't go up there high.
It can't go up there high because the oxygen level.
Right.
So the eagle just kept soaring and responding, baby, and keep going. Either you're going to fall off or you're going to die. That's the same with the haters for you. That's the same way with the naysayers. Let them keep pecking you, baby. Let them keep pecking you, and you just keep soaring. Let them keep talking about you. You keep soaring. Let them keep degrading you. You keep soaring. Let them keep belittling you. You keep soaring. They say if all the worms in the world go extinct, human life will be over within a year. So when they try to bury you, say, put me down here with the worms, baby. Because that's how important I am. That's how powerful I am. But you got to know this. And when you know it, what a naysayer say about you won't even penetrate. And that's powerful. You got that power. I just showed you the clock. Now when you go home tonight, you'll probably try to do it. Let me see if this dude is really real. Or if he got some different kind of energy that's moving around. Let me make sure this is real. And that's what I want you to do. Research it. Don't ever take anything what I say and believe it wholeheartedly. Go do the research. That's how real I am. Do the research on it. Research, study to show thyself approved. Don't be conformed to this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what you got to do in this world. Because the world will come here, it would flip you upside down. I told you curveballs, all these different things happen in your life, but you got to be in control of it. That's what I had to do. I had to take my life back from the jaws of defeat. And that's what you have done. You've taken your life back from the jaws of defeat. Now you have support. Now you have love. Maybe that you desired and you deserve it, but you've never gotten it. You didn't receive it. You don't even know how to love. And that was me. It was so painful. I didn't know how to love her back then. I didn't know what I was running away from because I didn't know me. I didn't like me. I didn't love me. I didn't know what love was. But now I get to live a life full of love because it's the most powerful thing in the universe is love. That's it. Love. But then it comes down to loving self. And that's the power. Do I love myself enough to say no? Do I love myself enough to change the environment? Do I love myself enough to let the homies, friends go? Do I love me enough to say, look here, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, sis, but it's time. I'm doing something different. Oh, you think you're good now because you're side by side? Oh, you think you're good now because you got a little support, you got a little help? You think you're good now? Oh, you can't chill with us now? Oh, you can't hang with us no more? I'm not good. I'm not better than you, but I'm better than that.
Right.
I ain't better than you, but I am better than that. And that's when you start to look and life starts to become fulfilling for you because you become better than that. And that's when you take your life back from the jaws of defeat, baby. Because nothing's going to hinder you. It only helps you. That's it. Because that's all you attract in your life. Because energy is only, it cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. Energy, that's it. That's all energy can be. Nothing else. And that's the type of energy that I always want to put off because I want to attract that type of energy. I want to attract the positivity. I want to attract the uplifting. I want to attract people that are going to support me and uplift me so I can be supportive to them and uplift them. That's what I want to attract into my life. So every day I wake up in a meditative state. Every day I'm waking up and I'm meditating. I'm giving thanks to my organs and all my cells and my immune system, my digestive system, my colon. I'm giving thanks to it every single day because I'm appreciative that I woke up. I'm appreciative that they stayed actively working while I rested and while I slept. So I'm giving great and gratitude to all of my cells and all my organs. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful that they was doing the work while I rested and while I slept because they never rested, they never sleep. Right. So I got to treat them with all the tender love and care. And I got to give them that love. And this is what I do every single day. And some of my, when I go to schools, they laugh. And then there's always that one student to come up to me, hey, Mr. Richard, like, hey, you said something about your organs and said, what do you do? Like, in tears. And like, man, my kidneys always hurt, my back is always hurt. I said, give them love. Give them that love that they deserve. Because they've been there while you was resting, while you were sleeping. They still active. All the damage and all the harm and everything that we're eating and drinking, we put in our system, the air that we breathe, we're damaging it. But if we don't get them the love back, they'll start to shut down. So I give it to them. I only eat one meal a day. That's it. Just one meal. I'm gonna get some fruit. I'm gonna get that water. It's the only water I drink. I don't drink out of glass. I drink out of water. Not that I'm better than anybody. I'm just better than that. Remember? So call me what you want, but I'm better than that because I want to live to 120. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so if I want to live to 120, I got to do the things that's going to be beneficial to me. Because I'm not here competing with anybody. People say all the time, yeah, I compete with myself. I don't even compete with myself because I'm not the same. I don't even know what that was there yesterday about 10 seconds ago. I'm different. So I move different. I operate different. I do things differently. That's what I chose to do. So I go to where there's no path. And I create one. And I leave a trail. So that's what I'm inspiring you to do, is create your own lane. Create your own path. And have people walk and follow your path. That's when you become powerful. Already on top of the power that you have. Because now you start leaving that legacy. You start leaving that path where your nieces and nephews, maybe your children if you have them, or cousins, friends, or any, just strangers. And that's the life that I want to be known for. When I leave this physical plane, that dude got a lot of energy and he spoke passion. That's it. Man, that dude right there said some things to me sometime, man. He was like so real. He didn't even sugarcoat. That's what I want to leave with you. Now, nobody can ever say that I thought I was better than this person. But no, I come from nothing. I come from the bottom. Nothing. But the things that I've got to experience and things that I got to do, I'm appreciative, but I don't care for it. But I'm using the stories because I want to inspire somebody. I want to reach somebody with the story, and I want somebody to say, look, dang, dude, you from Erin, Oklahoma. How did you even get to those levels that you were able to participate and do the things that you were able to do? Because I bought into me. That's it. I believe in me. And people all the time, they come up to me or they want to hear, oh man, I heard that you played in the pros. Oh, I heard that you did all that. I really don't care about any of that. Let's talk about me having a bachelor's degree from Erin, Oklahoma. Nothing. Let's talk about the man that I am today.
Right.
Let's talk about the lives I'm able to help transform. Let's talk about those things. Because those things are very important to me. Those things that I get to see a person come from nothing. I get to see a person all the way broken and just been tore down and spit on, degraded and stepped on. I get to see a person just transform their lives right in front of me. You know, I told you I go into prisons and jails and halfway houses. So I get to talk to murderers, rapists, pedophiles. I get to speak to some of those people in society would say the worst people on the planet. But I believe they're the best people on the planet. Because they made a decision that I might not make, but I might make a decision that they might not make. How am I better than them? That homeless person and the billionaire, they're the same people because they both want more. What they have ain't enough. Who the heck am I to say I'm better than somebody or judge somebody for what they've done? I ain't better than nobody. I'm the same. Despite what I've done, despite the accomplishments. And that's what I want all of you to understand. Despite what you've done, so what? Learn from that. Grow from that. Heal from that. And move on from that. It's the only way this life is. Ain't nothing else, ain't nothing in between. That's it. Learn the lessons. That's what I had to do. Learn the lessons. 7 days with the New York Jets in the NFL, I had to learn a lesson. I had to learn a lesson. Because I didn't work as hard. I had to learn a lesson. I didn't train like I should have been trained. I had to learn a lesson. I ran a 4.3 and a 40. I don't know if you know how fast it is, but I ran a 4.3 and a 40. I had about a 36-inch vertical. I go get any ball and I outrun anybody except my one homeboy. He went 4.29. But I had to learn a lesson. It was a lesson in that. Being in special ed class from 2nd grade through the 12th grade, I had to learn a lesson. I had to learn about love. I had to learn about patience. I had to learn about determination. I had to learn about drive. And I had to learn about focus. So what you've experienced in your life, and you can adopt anything that I just said or create your own and understand that it takes laser focus, it takes determination, it takes grit and grind. And sacrifice, he said, to make things happen, those dreams, those goals, aspirations, and desires to happen for you. But with a little bit of work,
Yes, sir.
and a little bit of knowing,
Mm-hmm.
and keeping that faith, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's how the universe works. It's gonna happen. Just like rain, it's gonna come. Rain gonna come. Regardless, we could be in a drought. But rain will come. Period. You can be thinking something crazy in your head. And you can be going along and you can be saying the craziest, the nastiest, the dirtiest, the filthiest, the worst thing to yourself. But you will see a homeless person or you'll see a person with their leg cut off, their arm cut off, and you immediately have empathy. So all it takes is a second. So every time you have those thoughts in your brain, you have those thoughts that come up that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not handsome enough, you're not powerful enough, you're not strong enough. You better tell yourself in that next second, I am strong enough, I am enough. I am unique enough. Because that's what I do every day to myself. I tell me I am powerful. I tell me I am amazing. I tell me I am dope. I tell me that. Because I understand how this body works and the chakras work. We sacral down here, the chakras, the I am. That's why you hear a lot of people say, I am ain't enough. We got to continue to come up the chakra and say, I have. I feel, I love, I speak, I see, and I know. Crown. So when you operate and you know the things and you know how this system works and you know how the organ, you know how the spine and the body works and you know the cells, you know the body, and you start to realize the power that you have. And maybe you had a lot of sadness or you had a lot of discomfort and your liver is hurting. You're like, oh man, why is the liver always hurting? Because you're not giving it enough love. The stomach is over here in so much turmoil, and you got the spleen, and you looking at the spleen, it's like, damn, the doctor said I got something going on with the spleen because you're not giving it enough love. You're not giving it enough attention. You're not focusing, you focusing on sadness. You focusing on things that you did in the past. You focusing on things that you used to do. Remember, you used to be something like that. So your kidneys are always hurting. It ain't necessarily got to do anything to do with you drinking pop and soda, Coke, or whatever you want to call it, because you got a lot of trauma back here. You hold on to. So your back is hurting, your lower back is hurting. Deltoid is just a little sore. Don't know, a lot of trauma, a lot of stress. So when you understand the body, and so when you start to feel something in your body, you automatically know what to do. Oh, I'm in stress. Okay, I got you. So those are the things when you understand your body and you understand who you are, that's when life happens for you, and not to you. Because that's what happened to me. Life happens to me. And I said, oh man, life is hard, man, this thing sucks. I couldn't get to the pros. I couldn't get to the NFL like I wanted to. I couldn't play any games like I wanted to. But poor me, victim mentality. And now I'm a victor.
Right.
That's it. So I got out of victim mentality. I got out of blame and complaining and whining and griping. And I started taking ownership. I started taking accountability. I started being transparent and more vulnerable. Oh, healing. I'm telling you about me and the missus. But this is healing. Every time. Healing. And that's what life is all about, is just healing those wounds. And some of us don't want to be, we don't want to approach them. But my mentor says one time, he said, going back into your past is like psychological suicide. But to work from the past forward is a lot different. But when you back there and you back there still reminiscing, you still talking about what happened to you, you keep telling the same story over and over, how you a loser, how you a douche, or how you whatever, and you back there, it's a reason why the rearview mirror looks behind you, but the window looks in front of you. So you gotta be looking out the window, and you gotta get out of the rearview. Some of y'all be in the rearview too much, and you gotta get in the mirror, in the window. Get out of the rearview mirror and get in the window.
It's the reason why that rearview mirror is that little.
It's a reason why. Because it's little, it's petty, it don't mean nothing. It's a reason why. Look at you. Look at it. He said it's a reason why it's so little. Oh, just like that. It's a reason why it's so little, he said. I don't know if y'all heard me. I don't know if y'all heard what I heard, but he said it's a reason why it's so little. Because it's petty, it's little, it's minor. Doesn't mean nothing. It was a lesson for you to get something from it and go. But that was powerful.
He said that today.
Well, let's go. That's why you always shaking his head like that. Blaine, right? You thought I forgot on Blaine. I remember, boy. Yeah, Blaine said it. That's why he over here like, okay. He over here really giving him nods. I'm like, okay, Blaine, I'm feeling off that energy. Give me his transferable, baby. Give it to me, Blaine. Sure, give me some, boy.
I got another one. It's okay to look in the past but not to stare.
Boom, look at it. Shoot, Blaine coming with him. Yeah. It's okay to look. Don't stare at it. Dang it. Don't you stare at that bad. Look back there, but don't stare. Shoot. Hey, I love it, man. That's what it's all about. See, we need each other. We can't do this alone. He said that. Boom, he took it and he applied it. We need each other. We can't do this by ourselves. That's why Side by Side is here. Because they know we needed not a handout, but we just need to be uplifted a little bit, a little support. We might not have gotten that. So we just need a little support, a little kick. That's all. And that's what this life is. It's so beautiful and so amazing. Man, it's so precious. And that's when we become fulfilled. Because this life is so powerful and it's so amazing. That when you start to operate, when you start to really understand, you can sit down and that's what we tell our clients all the time. Sit down and make a list. Make a list of what you want. Because a lot of people come to us and they say, man, I really want to be in a loving relationship. I really want to be healed from my past, and I got a lot of trauma from childhood. I said, okay, that's cool. I said, well, talk to me what you've been doing. I said, well, what you want? I said, we know what you don't want, but tell me what you want. And then they come back and they tell me what they don't want again. They say, well, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to have this anxiety. I don't want this terrible relationship anymore. But I'm not asking you what you don't want. I'm asking you what you want. So it's so challenging for people to say what they want because they've so been caught up in what they didn't want. And so when you ask them what they want, they tell you what they don't want. And they're not knowing. They just don't know because they've been programmed and conditioned to be that way. That's why they said, give me a child from 0 to 7, and I'll show you a man. Because we've been programmed, conditioned. 70% of what we learned from the 3rd trimester of pregnancy to when we were 7 years of age was negative, disempowering, and self-sabotaging. Now, all you have to do is ask yourself, how many of those have you still been doing and you're doing today? 70% of what you learned from the 3rd trimester of pregnancy to you were 7 years of age was disempowering, self-sabotaging, and negative. And this is how we operate every day. Self-sabotage opportunities. We speak negatively to ourselves. And we use that negativity, those negative statements. My mama used to tell me, money don't grow on trees, son. love my mama to death. But money don't grow on trees. But that was a condition that was programming me. That money don't grow on trees. That was programming. So anytime the opportunity would happen, money don't grow on trees. That was in me. So I can't make more money because money don't grow on trees. So I had a cap. So I put the cap on myself. When I read something and it says something negative, I don't read it. When I'm listening to songs, because I don't cuss, I don't sing. Because I know words are powerful. Words have a way of conditioning and programming us. Every statement that I'm going to use is going to be empowering. It's going to be inspiring. Because I want to inspire myself and I want to inspire other people. That's what I'm doing. That's how I operate. I'm only giving you real stuff. I only take what you can take and leave what don't apply to you. That's it. Whatever you can use it. Make sure you quote me though. No,
I'll make sure he quotes you, Blaine.
Yeah, so that's it. So right now, how much time I got? Oh, we got an hour. This is perfect time. Look at that. I'm getting better at understanding the time and how I orchestrate this. Y'all might think that I prepare for these things for weeks at a time. The preparing is from that hotel to here.
Yeah.
That's it. Just being honest with you. Because I know what I want to say. And if I know what I want, I condition, I start the program, I start to read, I was like, oh good, side by side, man, those guys and those women in there, man, I gotta be able to, man, what? I'll be like a robot in here. But I know if I break it down and she tells me, well, what do you want to give them? And she knows my story better than me, so she'll tell me the story in her way, and then I'll be like, thank you, that's it. Stop, shut up, that's it, it's over. And then that's when I step on stage. But you gotta know who you are. But this is right now is a perfect time. I'm saying all that to say I'm getting better with the clock management in my head. She wants me to wear this Apple Watch bull crap, but I don't want to be like her and be like, every time that thing go off, you know what I'm saying? You can see the people, every time that thing go off.
We know.
We can see that he's still recovering from hating, but it's not.
But what I'm saying to you is this is a perfect time now for questions right now. Perfect opportunity. Ask any question you want to ask. I don't. It doesn't matter what it is. This is your opportunity.
How did you get into motivation speaking?
That's a great question, and that's not asked as much as I would think it would be. But it was just my life, man. I've always been the motivator for my sports teams. I've always been that rah-rah dude. And it's just like I said. I told you earlier. I ran from it for years. I just didn't know. But it was started in my life. I've been going into jails and halfway houses and prisons and jails and all that for the last 15 years. So I tell people, those people in there, those men and women, boys and girls, were the reason why I'm here today and I get to stand up and be in crowds of thousands of people and do the things that I've done.
Yeah. Because I'm talking to this dude, he want me to start facilitating the prison, so just ask.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm nervous though. Like,
Hey, look.
but I got it though. I got it.
Look,
I know I
check,
got it.
check this out. Check this out. When you tell me you're nervous, that means it's real to you.
Yeah.
It's passion. It's not pay.
Yeah.
Like it's passion.
I really
She
wanna
always
do it.
says, you working for passion or you working for purpose? You working for passion or is it pay or passion, pay or purpose, what it is.
Passion.
So that is it. I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm nervous comes to me when I'm in the hotel
Yeah.
and I got the fit out there and she's like, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm patting my feet because I know where the energy is. So I'm sending energy to my body and I know what's happening, but I'm nervous as all get out. But as soon as I step here, it's a wrap
Yeah.
because I know what I'm going to live. So nervousness is good.
Yeah.
So don't ever think that it's bad or no, because you immediately came and said, "But I'm good though. I know you're good."
Yeah.
So let the nerves be there because that's what's gonna bring the power.
Okay.
That's gonna bring whatever you want to bring. That's what's gonna bring it. The nervousness. So use that because I'm nervous every time. I was nervous coming up here.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, that's how I got into it. Just my life, man. Just my life, and I wanted to inspire other people.
Yeah, that's
It
how I
is-
feel.
it's
My life, you know what I'm saying?
And you got a different story than me.
Yeah.
So your story is you've experienced a different
Yeah.
type of world that I've experienced.
I've been in prison 3 times.
See, I don't have that.
2 different states. So,
See, I don't have that. So I've never been incarcerated, but I go in there. So that's what I'm saying. So when I tell those men and women and boys and girls in there, I tell them, I say, y'all got a different story than me. So people want to hear those things, and she doesn't like that at all.
Yeah.
They want to hear about my gang banging life. They want to hear about the street life and all that being shot. She doesn't like that. And so I respect that, and I'll be like, okay, that's different, but that's what people want, is those type of stories. And when you're crafted and you can maneuver, oh my goodness. I get to work with a guy in Dallas, one of the Dallas facilities. And you know, he's murder, banger.
Yeah.
And he's an enemy of mine. He's on the other side, but he's a grown man. I'm a grown man. So I taught him how to tell his story so powerfully. Now the warden wants to do crazy things for him because he's seen the growth.
Right.
And so stories like that is people want to. I mean, they just want to hear. All stories are amazing. Stories are dope. We love stories.
Just tell him why I don't like it.
Huh?
Tell him why I don't like it.
Because she never wanted me to be all that little poor black kid that come from the ghetto, come from the hood, and now whatever. So that's our emphasis on that, and which is so strong and so powerful. And I had to realize that that's what I was doing. That poor little black kid, that poor me. That's what I was doing to myself too, because that's what everybody was wanting.
Yeah.
And forget that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not poor me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will always that would be your definition of that defines you. That doesn't define me because I come from here. So yeah, man, go out there and inspire, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What else? What another question?
Did you ever get to play football?
Yeah, I did. I played my entire life, and I played, in the pros. I was with the Jets for about 7 days, and they sent me to Canada, and I tore my groin. Yeah. So I played for, I think, 20 plus years. I think it was 21 years. I got to play all the way from 10 years old to, I think I retired at 25, 26. I'm 43 now. So, yeah.
So you got to live your dream.
I did. It was. I lived a little bit of it. I wanted to play in the National Football League. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to play games, but I didn't put work games in. If that makes sense. So I wanted to play in the games. Remember, expectation and reality. So I expected to play because of the speed that I had, how I am. I've always been this kind of built, this type of high. I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
So I expected. But everybody at that level was like me. Like, that's the reality.
Yeah.
Everybody at that level can run, can jump,
Yeah.
can do all. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
So I had expectation, but I had to also come to reality. And that's what took forever, is for me to really come to terms with that. Since you asked that question, which is a great question, I can really break that down and show you what happened, why I had so much hatred towards the game of American football. I had a lot of hatred. I fired 3 agents. I told you I was cut from a team, and then the team picked me up and put me on practice squad, so I'm making thousands of dollars on one team, and over here I get to make $500 a week. So I'm furious. I'm mad at GMs, I'm mad at my agents, I'm mad at everybody except myself. And when I forgave myself, that's when I got the opportunity with the Cowboys. When I forgave myself and I forgave the game. So that's why I spoke on forgiveness like I did, is because I know how powerful it is. And since I forgave the game, I forgave myself, I got the opportunity with the Cowboys. Yeah.
I know Les Brown ain't spoken in a long time. Les Brown. Did you ever get to hear him speak?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like live?
Yeah, I'm a founding member of his company. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like Les Brown.
Yeah. He's older now. Now he's kind of really training,
Yeah.
a lot of speakers. The first time I met him, I said, "Hey, Mr. Brown," shook his hand. He's like, "It's money in that voice, young man."
Huh.
He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just what it is. But sometimes, he couldn't tell me how to speak.
Yeah.
Because it would destroy who I am. You see, I speak a lot of passion, a lot of energy. I'm coming, it's like kind of fixed in here. But if it was like bigger, you would see a different job. I would be walking like through this. I would be doing some crazy things like right here with Blaine, or I'm seeing the passion from Steve right here. And I'm like, I gotta be able to give Steve with something different. I gotta be able to transform now. I gotta transform Blaine. You coming with that energy, asking the questions and the nod in the head, and you're saying what you're saying, and I'm seeing all of that. So I feed off of that, and I drive that, and I bring it differently. So that's what it is. But I still got to get it in. Like, I'm gonna get it in. No matter the environment, I'm gonna get it in now.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are great, and that's what I want for people. I want people to be with me, even though you wasn't with me. I want to bring you into that story. I want to bring you somewhere and help you and have you think of what you've done and how you can transform it, even to a different person. And that's the power. So great question. What else we got?
How was that transition from like playing a sport you loved to then like how did you feel when you realized like you couldn't play it? And not couldn't, but like realized like okay, like now I'm gonna have to go to the next step in life.
It's a great question, Blaine. I don't get asked that all the time. It's probably the third time, Blaine, somebody's asked me in my 15 years. It's an amazing question. I'm not here to sugarcoat, but that's a fire question. A lot of people don't ask that, which they should. And I'm gonna answer that question, but I want to break it down. So when it was a millionaire and a billionaire, and then it's this little fella. This little fella asked a millionaire a question. Then it turned around and asked a billionaire a question. But when it asked a millionaire the question, it asked a question like, how much money do you make? That's really dumb.
Yeah.
Just like people asking me how much money I make when I play football. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Why would you ask that question? But now the same cat asked a billionaire a question. And he asked the billionaire, what did it take? How much sacrifice did it take to become a billionaire? He didn't ask how much money. He said, what was the sacrifices? What did it take? Who did you have to become? And so, like, it was a painful transition because that's the game that I always knew. Now I gotta go out and work. I gotta find a job. I have to work now. So it was painful. And that's what come with a lot of pain. It came with a lot of cheating, not knowing who I was, really, because now I got to be exposed. Now, all that mask that I wore for playing sport, all these gifted, these talented, all these different things, I wore that mask, covering up what was going on internally. So then I got exposed. So it was painful. It was a painful transition until I had to realize who I really was and who I really am. And that's when I started to bring out the power. That's when I started to really do this and take it to the next level. So I've been taking this really seriously for the last 7 years. Like really seriously, like as far as income and craziness and all that type of stuff. The last 7 years, I've been doing it for 15, but I was playing the first year, but now it's for the last, I think it's 8 years now, real seriously. So that's a great question.
What's the acronym?
Shucks.
Yeah.
That's great too. Like I told you earlier, I haven't said a cuss word in 24 years. So shucks is my cuss word. Shucks is my catchphrase. And I created an acronym for sowing, healing, uplifting conversations, knits souls. That's what we're doing now. And then we created one for us as what I've done to her in cheating and breaking her heart and all the hateful and evil, not hateful, but the evil and disgusting things that I put her and her kids through. And now they have forgiven me and trust me again with their lives again. And now we created this.
That's what's up.
Second chances, healing hearts, unbreakable bond, commitment, keeping promises, and Savior.
Yeah, that's dope.
Boom. And the pinky promise is our handshake. Bam. Sure. That's always it. And that's how we lock it in. And so now she's come up with a whole different thing because she knows how important and what shucks means to me. It got me through my addiction. It got me through the Chapter 7 bankruptcy. It got me through my pros. It got me through my depression. It got me through my anxiety. So shucks is very important. So shucks is a lifestyle for me. So what she did was create what I'm gonna let her say right now. Give her that little piece what she's created for people to talk about and use your shucks.
I didn't know who was gonna do this.
Shucks.
So when like he said, that was his exchange for not just a cuss word. It was his exchange for gangbanging. It was his exchange from being that poor little kid, you know, who was raised by a drug addict or whatever it was, right? So what he decided to do was he decided to quit letting things that had happened to him define him. And of course, we all, when we have bad habits, right? I drink a Diet Dr. Pepper on my way up here, and I can't believe you let me do it. But we all have our bad habits. Well, he had to do something to help him get out of that, right? So he used shucks. So I got to thinking about that, and one thing that he was always beating himself up about, but then forgave himself about, was our breakup, right? And so that was his shucks for our breakup, is what's in the back of that shirt. That was his commitment. So I challenge people to say, what is your shucks? Why are you here? What is it? With the acronym, if you were given those letters, what is your shucks? What is it that you need to overcome? And what is it that you can use this to define that and help you and remind you to heal and to go and to grow.
Boom. So yeah, and because it's just it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's what she come up with that. And that's just, she's amazing in creating different things and taking me over the hump. So if you don't have a lioness and if you don't got that king, that's how we put it. This lioness is the one that does the hunting.
Yeah, that's it.
So without the lioness, it ain't no such thing as me. And that's just how it works. So that's why she's the lioness. That's why she's the queen. All those different things that's what it is. Because if she doesn't hunt, then we don't eat. And I've got to be the one that comes and steps in and deliver like I'm delivering. And she can also deliver, as you can see, she can speak to, and she's been doing it a long time as well. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the power that I want people to see. That's what we want people to see, and we want to be able to present that and show that to the world, that it is amazing, that it is powerful, and it can happen. Second Chances, that's the name of our company. Second Chances, secondchancecoaching.net. That's our website. So I'm saying it's possible, and it can happen, and it will happen. But you got to believe that. I remember John F. Kennedy. He made a statement, and he asked Dr. Winter Van Braun. Dr. Winter Van Braun was a scientist of that in those times back then. Just to give you a little context on him. But Dr. Winter Van Braun, John F. Kennedy asked him, what would it take to send a person to space and bring him back safely? Dr. Winter Van Braun said, the will to do it. And we can't even count how many times we've been there and back safely. When you have the will to do it, it will happen. You gotta have the will to do it. You gotta have the will to overcome these challenges. You gotta have that will to show up here for these classes every week. You gotta have that will to be here. And that's what you've already shown it. Or you wouldn't even be here. Because there's probably more people that came in out to this class, but they're not here. They're not here. They just didn't have that will. They just didn't have that focus. They didn't have that grit. And sometimes that's what it takes. Not that y'all are better than them. Y'all just are better than that. Not that they're horrible people. They're just not ready. It's a difference when you reframe things. So I always like to reframe how I look at things. Just like the quote I mentioned earlier today. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And it's also another quote. So when you just understand this whole life, it's so amazing. And what you've gone through in your experiences, you use them for lessons. Because you got to learn. It was a lesson you learned in that. Regardless if you may see it now, but it was a lesson that you learned. In everything that I've experienced in my life, it was a lesson that I learned from it that I didn't understand back then. But today I get to see it because I get to break down my life. Because I speak so much and I get to speak all the time. And I get to break down my life. And she says, oh, well, you want to talk about that football. Talk about that football story. So I just be sitting around, we just be sitting around the house, or we be sitting around in the car going to where we going, and something happened, I'll be like, whoa, this is what happened. You remember I said this? And she said, oh, that's what you're gonna talk about tomorrow. And this happened on the way here from Dallas. So we came here Wednesday. We came here Wednesday. And that was on the way. That's what I knew I was gonna talk about when I talked about today.
We talked about San Jose and New York on Tuesday when we were having our burger.
Yes. So I mean, it's those things. It's just how it works because I know me, and she knows me, and she wants to try to script me up when we booked this months ago. It's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work for me. But it's gonna work for somebody they're gonna be able to deliver to, and they're gonna be able to step on stage and deliver it. If they need to go through those little, it doesn't work like that. Well, what's another question before I elevate and take y'all to somewhere? What was cool?
I have more of like a positive feedback, but also a question
Okay.
to if you've ever heard it before about you.
Like, tell me, shoot, I'm here. I'm open for it.
Like, if you were going to speak at a group and I had to describe what it was like to have you at the group, it would be like having Terrell Owens with an intensity of Denzel from Training Day.
It's not a word. What's your name?
Israel.
Israel. It's not anything I can say, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a plot. I'm sure she's gonna put that in the tool bank. And that's gonna be, something that we're gonna be. She's gonna create something and say. But that's really powerful, man. That's an honor to receive that. And I really thank you so much for even breaking that down and explaining it, because that's never happened right there. In all my years, and I told you I've done it at Chipotle restaurant. I've spoken for them before, and it's just like I've never really heard something like that. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I receive it. So that's huge. And T.O., that's my guy, and Denzel, those are my guys. So, I mean, for you to even break that down like that, it's crazy.
See, he gonna analyze everything.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Dang, Israel, you got me jacked up on that now. I appreciate that. Definitely. That was real. Wow. I don't get messed up too often.
Yeah.
We did it on that. What else, man? Good. What's another? No, you got to compete with Israel now. God, no.
Compete with that one.
Man.
Keeping it is.
I had to say.
Man, look, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's huge. That's huge.
If it was a book that you could read, what's your favorite book?
We just talked about this other day. Tell them my favorite book. Tell them my favorite book.
Power of Now.
The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now.
Power of Now.
You better go read it.
Yeah.
Power of Now.
The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. I've read that book several times. And the reason why is because now is all we have. I live in the now. I don't live in the, because this, like I said earlier, this moment is inevitable, the next one we have no clue. But living in the now, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. So that's the book that I will always recommend to anybody. If you sit there and you read that book and you process it, that's the thing, is processing. We can read, some of us read books extremely fast. She can read extremely fast, and we be creating a website, we putting stuff on the website and doing stuff. And I'm like, how the heck did you read all that fast? There's no way in the world that you read. Steve, I'd be like, there's no way in the world that you read all that. Josh, I read fast. I do read fast. And we argue over everything. But
We fight over nothing.
man,
Yeah.
hey, argue over everything. We argue over this. I say this lid is pink and it got a little bit of here. She'll be like, it's not pink and it doesn't have any of that there. It's solid pink and that's it. And I'll be like, no, it's freaking pink, but it has some here. And we can argue, but we'll never fight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's just what that
Agree
is.
to disagree.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So man, look, Izzy, boy, you did that. What else we got before I go on and man, he's playing on y'all here in a minute. Any more questions? That's really fun. I love that.
What's your top 3 quotes?
Top quick, look at Blaine.
Digging deep.
Hey, they going deep. Well, they not giving me a shot. Top 3 quotes. It's definitely gonna be the Wayne Dyer one I said earlier. When you change the way you look at things, and things you look at change. And James Baldwin says, "Not everything faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced."
Oh, that's right. I like that.
And Franco says, I just went blank on that one. That's my other one. Let me tell you the story about Franco. Franco was in concentration camps in Germany. He was a psychologist, and he made it out of that. But some of his friends didn't, because they had a belief that they were going to die. They weren't going to make it. They weren't going to survive. And so since they had that belief that they weren't going to make it, they didn't make it. But he had a belief and he had a knowing that he was going to get out of it. And he was going to live and he was going to make it. And what he did was come up with a quote, and this is so messed up right now. Mm-hmm. But I can use Zig Ziglar because this is another one that I use. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Mm-hmm. Zig Ziglar.
He good.
Yeah, he good.
Yeah, he do.
He was solid.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so those would be top 3. I say those, I quote those all the time because they mean something to me, and it's always in the message that I'm doing. Is those. So Blaine, that's another freaking great question like that. So I mean, I can feel the energy of this group, and I'm really trained to feel energy, to see energy, the body language and all that. I'm trained for all that type of stuff. And the reason why I did what I did today was completely different. It's never going to be the same in any group that I go to. That y'all were relaxed, y'all were talking, y'all were having a great time. Blaine was over here drawing, y'all was good. And I was just like, well, I can't do that because they don't think I'm ready. So that's why I had to do what I did. And I felt the energy from y'all. I can say I'm really grateful for y'all and how y'all accepted and responded to me coming up here. Because it did a lot for me. I took the message completely somewhere else. And I mean, even with the message that I was thinking about, I went somewhere completely different. But that's what y'all,
It's the energy.
y'all presented that to me. Y'all the one that did that. So y'all, when I tell people, I don't get to share this obviously when I'm on stage with thousands of people, but I get to share it with people like this in an intimate group. And I prefer these way more than those because it's just me speaking for that 45 minutes or an hour and I'm gone. It's no questioning, no Q&A. I'm there and I'm out. Maybe backstage if somebody did some extra stuff and they did whatever and they got to come backstage, but that was it. But this is more intimate to me. This is more meaningful to me. This is more loving for me. This is more caring. This is more intensity, like more of what I enjoy. Is these type of settings. That's why I partner with Side by Side because this is what I enjoy. I love this. And y'all get to ask amazing freaking questions and freaking Israel come
That's what he do. That's what he do though.
It's crazy thing. Like,
We didn't expect nothing less from him. That's what he do.
That's dope. That's really crazy.
Yeah, he like that.
Hey, so look, Israel, I'm gonna ask you to write that down how you just presented it to me if you can. Okay, that'd be great. That's huge, man. But what else? What other question do you have? Because this is great, man. This is like, I love the dialogue, so I deliver the message like I deliver the message, and I want to inspire somebody. That's what I do. But now I get to be able to have a Q&A and dialogue with y'all, and that's, like I said earlier, that's important to me. Is to have that dialogue. Sometimes it's called for me to go and speak on stage for 45 minutes, an hour. That's fine. I love that. Obviously, the missus, she loves it too because she gets to reap the benefits of that. But for me, this is it. So dialogue with me, getting to ask me all these questions that y'all are asking is really important to me. And it means everything to me. When I get to give feedback on questions. Just me coming up here and speaking, yes, that's cool, but this is more intimate for me. And this is more meaningful. It does more to me. I get to talk about this for a whole week. So yeah, what you got?
Who is the number one most person you look up to?
That's a great question,
Ashley.
Ashley. That's a great question. So it would definitely be, I never had growing up, I never had a model that I didn't want to model anybody, I didn't look up to anybody, I didn't have anybody really to look up to. But to answer your question, it'd be my mom. Yeah, facts. My mom is 17 years clean of drugs and alcohol and being in prison. 17 years. So, I mean, love my mom to death, and she's definitely the rock on my website. I have a whole section that I devoted to her, wrote a whole little deal about her and what she meant to me. So, it definitely be my mom. We go at it, but she still thinks I'm that 7-year-old Joshua. But I'm 43. Joshua now. I'm like, hey, Mama, I'm 43 now.
Still my child.
But I'm still, yes.
No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
Help that they're just alike.
Yeah. So actually, that was a great question.
I gotta get you on YouTube, man, because I done ran out of ET stuff. I done listened to all this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So I gotta get you on YouTube, man. I've been looking for somebody else.
Yeah, it is. Man. I got a few things on there, but I tell people I'm 43 and I have an old school mindset. Yeah. So social media was nothing that I was never on before. So now I'm starting to put things out there, and she fired 2 of my teams I had because they weren't delivering they were supposed to. So I do got an Instagram. I think some clips on YouTube. Okay. So I'll give you all that as well. But that's the thing. That's what I want to do more of, and she's more creative with kind of clipping some things up and being able to do things like that. That's what I love to do. I love to create content and put things out there too. For people. So that's great. What else? How much time? We still got 35 minutes. But this is a nice dialogue. So I mean, anything. I don't care what it is. It could be when I'm depressed, anxiety, whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you're feeling, it's just, this is you. I'm here for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be about me. It could be about you. It's something that you're going through, something that you're experiencing. Something that you just wanted to share is safe. This is what it is. This is a safe place for us to get it in. So,
what's your favorite inspirational story?
My favorite inspirational story. Yeah, that would be so I can tell you that one. I didn't know what I was going to close with today. So when you said that, so now I got to think of how I'm going to land the plane. But that's a great one. So let me tell you the story. It's a story about a farmer and a mule. I don't know if you heard it before, but it's a story about a farmer and a mule. And so it was an old well. The farmer wanted to get rid of the old well, and he also wanted to get rid of the mule. The mule happened to just be walking and falls into the well. Now the farmer's excited. He calls all his boys. He was like, hey, I need y'all to come over here and I need you to bring your shovel. And as they were coming, they had the shovel. And he said, yes, the mule is down here with the old well. We get to bury both of them. So as they were, boom, throwing the dirt on the mule had two things to do. It could give up or it could make a decision that it wanted to live. What the mule did was the dirt was sitting there, so unbearable, it was painful. You can just imagine dirt hitting you with numbers of people throwing dirt on you, and that dirt hitting you, so the pain was unbearable. But he had two decisions to make. Or one decision, two choices. Live or give up and die. But what the mule did was so fascinating. The mule decided that I'm going to live in this moment. And every time dirt would come down, he would shake it off and he would take a step. And dirt would come and hit his back and he would shake it off and he would take a step. And before you knew it, he was looking at the farmer eye to eye. Because he didn't give up. He could have easily wobbled over and gave up. When life got difficult and life got hard, he could have given up. So that would be my story.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So never give up. Great question. Like, man, because y'all come with this heat. Like, hey, the Lions have to get my back right now on some of these things. I'm like, dang, they catching me. I'm like, oh my goodness. I should have known when I first entered here, though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hey, he can tell you, like, when I come in here, like, it's a whole different vibe. He'll tell me all the time. He said, Josh, this group right here, appreciate it. What's your name?
I'm Alex.
Alex, appreciate you, Alex. He'd be like, this group right here. But today he came in with the sun all late. I'm like, where my boy at? I needed some feedback. And he didn't give it to me today, so I had to fill it for my dang self. I'm blaming it on my boy. You know. But so that's what happened though. And that's what it is. And because when I get here, he'll tell me, hey, this group right here, and I'm sure after I get done, he's gonna tell me about y'all. So which is great. And I just love it because y'all have that type of support. And he and I are so cool, he can say anything to me. And he can break some things down and show me or tell me what he's done in his one-on-ones, and then I can use them and apply. But today we didn't get to do that. So it was
You
just
believe in us, man. Appreciate it. You believe in us.
Oh yeah, facts, man. Facts. I mean, I'm telling you, just like Sally, he became a strong boy. I've been knowing Sally since we were super young, but he became that to me. Like, so I'm telling y'all, when I say I believe in the staff, I just don't be capping. I believe in them. I believe in what they do. I believe why they're here. It takes a different type of person to be in a setting like this. It takes a different kind of staff, different kind of person. So they're not here just because from fluff. They're here because they care. And that's it. And they give it back to the community. They give it back to people. So it's that important. If it's that important to them, it's that important to me. Facts. And so we got to be thankful, and for them. And that's just how it is. So what else? That was a good question on that story there.
So, based on your previous experience, what you've been in the NFL, have you ever felt the need to mentor young men to, maybe navigate them towards making those decisions and those goals, maybe giving them information that will help them be better, or, inspire them?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely mentor young people. I do mentor grown people. Yeah, so I used to work in high school for 11 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've had a lot of kids, and now all those kids are grown and we're kids now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, and they walk up on me and come pretty I'm like, dang, boy, you got kids now, like, dang. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I always love to mentor and be that mentor for the young people, because I wish I would have had something like that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't, I was not fortunate enough to have, mentors like that. I just got to see people, and I tell people were my teachers. So I got to see people and what they were doing. I chose not to do what they were doing if it didn't make sense to me. People say, dang, you a gang banger, you in the street, but you never drank and you never smoked no weed. I'm like, nah, because I wasn't a follower. Yeah. Me and my brother, we started that little gang. I was just born and raised in the gang. That was it. I had no choice. But it wasn't that if I had a choice, I wouldn't have did that either. But the things that I had a choice on, I chose not to do those things. Not that I'm better than anybody, that's just what it was. So being a mentor, being able to do that, I do a lot of stop the violence for police. I do a lot of stop the violence talks and talk about, I bring the jeans that I had on and the belt that I had on when I got shot. I bring those and I just kind of put them out there and I let them see it's real. This is real. Like if you want to carry guns, and you think it's cool to carry guns and shoot people, you think it's real, you want to be in prison for the rest of your life, or you want to be dead. You got a choice. So I was just fortunate that I made it out of that. 11 bullets hit the door though. 2 of them hit me and one still hit me today. I mean, it's up to you. Like I'm only here to share the message. It's not a book that I've read, it's my life. And that's what I tell the youngsters. So yes, absolutely.
I believe in your message.
Huh?
I believe in your message.
Hey,
I
thank
think
you so
it's
much.
positive. And I always think that people have to change their thinking. If you want something to change, you have to change the way that you think. And sometimes you have to change your surroundings and the people that you be around, especially when they're not speaking anything positive or they're not doing anything that's going to make you want to stay on your path.
Right.
Something that's going to distract you. So
Absolutely.
I believe in that. So that's real.
Absolutely.
You do have to change your thinking, but I agree with something else you said, because there's a lot of times like I have supposedly some illnesses or sicknesses, but I always believe that even though I have these illnesses or sicknesses, they don't stop me, and I feel like each day is just another day for me to be greater.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't let it beat me down, because they can say all day this or that is wrong, but that don't mean I have to sit and be woe is me, and I should just be striving for greatness every day and opportunity I get.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I want to help you reframe even the illness and the sickness. And you can say, yeah, I'm facing a health challenge right now.
A health challenge. I like that.
I'm facing a health challenge because you're ready for that challenge. But when you say sometimes to the body or you say sometimes to the mind, because it's a negative connotation with sickness and a negative connotation with illness. But I'm facing a health challenge right now. But it's okay because I'm working towards it. So reframe a health challenge.
Health challenge.
I'm living through this health challenge because I'm living through this
That's
health
right.
challenge. So I'm giving it. I'm already speaking into existence to live through it in this health challenge. Yeah, I'm just going through this. I'm living through this health
Put
challenge.
it in a positive mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm living through this health challenge. Anything that you have in life that you're thinking about something negative, you think it's about something derogatory or whatever it may be to yourself or other people, whatever it may be, reframe it. Just reframe it. That's it.
Right.
And when you reframe it, you start to reprogram the cells in your body. You start to reprogram your mind. You start to reprogram you. And that's what I've done. I just reprogram you. That's what I'm inspiring you to do, is reprogram yourself.
I know I have another question, but so when I say this, I don't mean this in a bad way.
Do not ever start like that, Ashley. Just tell me that be you. Be you.
Okay,
You
so-
never ever started something like that to me. Be you.
So I was just gonna sit up here like, how do I ask this person? So have you ever had a crowd of people that like, if you feel like they engage well, and if they didn't, you know what I mean, or if they like, what would you